back to another episode of Discovering Wellness. Today I'm joined by somebody who calls himself a coachee. Although I know him as a people coach, as a person who's worked for many, many years, the last 10 of them being in the IT industry. And the good thing about the IT industry is you get to see a lot of other industries from the inside. So here's somebody who's giving us learnings from corporate wellness seekers from a variety of places that he's been working across horizontals with. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Coaching Mariadas. Hi, Mariadas. Welcome to this program and tell us more about this coaching business.
Yes, thank you so much, Sandeep, and thank you to all the listeners who will be tuning in. My name is Mariadas Shetty. I am from Mumbai, India, and as Sandeep sir was saying, I am a coachee. So I'm a coach by profession, coachee by passion. What do I mean by that? What I learned is for the last few years when I've been a coach, more than teaching others, more than coaching others, I was the one who was coaching myself. So every time I work with a client, I tell them about, hey, how can you do better in your life? How can you set better goals? How can you have a better relationship? How can you work with your finances? How can you succeed in your career? And I realize whatever I'm telling them, those are the exact same thing that I should be doing. So here's what happened to me. I started writing my own goals, looking at my finances, looking at my career growth, looking at my relationship. And it taught me a lot. So more number of clients I interact with and teach them, I realize I'm learning in that entire process.
The one thing that I take away straight away is that just by positioning yourself that way, you become humble.
Yes.
You become somebody who's able to soak in the so much of goodness that is there all around. And obviously, we can only share what we've got inside us.
Yes.
So let's move straight on to that, Mariadas. I would
Yes,
like to
please.
know what do you see is working the best across industries in the well-being and wellness space?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Now, if I may, I would like to give this particular example. Say, for example, Sandeep, you and I happen to uh, bump into each other while we are at a coffee shop. Now you are breezy scrolling on your Instagram reels and you have a cup of coffee in your hand. And I, on the other hand, am rushing to a meeting. We bump into each other and the coffee spills over. The question that I ask my trainee is, why did the coffee spill over? And they come up with answers like, oh sir, it was your mistake, you did not pay attention, you were in a hurry. Or it is Sandeep's mistake because he was scrolling through Instagram reel. However, the answer to that is simple. The coffee spilled over because there was coffee in that cup.
Right, right, right.
Had it been tea, the tea would spill over. Was it milk? That would come out. Now, why I say this is because when you talk about wellness, a lot of people don't understand this basic concept. Wellness is within you. It doesn't come from outside, it comes from within. You have to really understand what is in your cup. If you are filled inside with a lot of peace, nothing can disturb that peace. If you are filled with a lot of love, that is what you'll give to the world. However, if you are disturbed inside, if you have a lot of hate, if you're holding on to grudges, it will come out and people will be affected by it. A lot of companies now are acknowledging this aspect, especially after the pandemic. People realize this is the need of the hour. People need professional help. What I'm proud about Teleperformance is I have seen Teleperformance as a company which also has wellness coaches, dedicated psychotherapists who would be on site. You can walk up to them, talk to them, get counseling, speak your heart out. And sometimes it is just speaking, knowing that there's someone to listen, that takes care of half of your problem. And I would recommend others also maybe to look at what Teleperformance is doing and start doing that.
So I'd like you to elaborate on that. What exactly are these wellness coaches doing? Are they doing anything more than being of psychological support? Or are they even measuring wellness metrics and stuff like that, what the Wellness Seekers Academy does?
Yes, yes. In fact, that's a very good question because I have the opportunity to work with few of those wellness coaches, and here's what they do. So apart from just sitting there and listening, they make extensive notes. But what they also do is they will help you with some assessment. It is not just listening to you; they'll give you professional help. So looking at a professional assessment that will give some inferences and tangible things that you can work on. Apart from this, there was also a lot of physical activity. Like the recent one, they organized a Zumba session for the employees, and those people who were there, when I spoke to them, they were super excited and they felt a lot of energy even after the Zumba session. Being a coachee, I'm generally very curious, so I did my research. Right, I went on Google, I looked at YouTube, and I found how it really would bring the best out of you, not just in your personal life but in your professional life as well, because energy is what we need to take care of. A lot of people say you need to take care of time management, and I would say no, you just need to manage your energy. At the start of a day, if you have a lot of energy, look at where you are spending that energy. Is it going to be something that's helping you in the future achieve your goals, or are you just mindlessly scrolling to Instagram to reels and giving that energy to that platform? Where are you spending your energy is most important. And especially with the help of Qigong, I guess we are able to channelize it, acknowledge it, and use it for something bigger, a better purpose.
So what I'm taking away, Maridas, are wellness coaches and that whole coaching infrastructure, assessments built with that, and physical activities like Zumba and whatever else you guys are going to come up with. Anything else that's been working for you guys?
One of the process I work with, they have a dedicated wellness room, um, and it is amazing. So the moment you enter it, it's as if you enter a sanctuary. There's so much of peace with a lot of chaos going on in how the corporates work, how the BPO industry works specifically. It's very dynamic. But that small space that you have, it's like that safe haven. You go there, there's a lot of peace. You sit there, there's a yoga mat, you can do yoga, you can sit, you can meditate, and it is amazing. I'm just very happy that companies are acknowledging this and are taking measures to do something about wellness for the employees.
Fantastic. And there must be a lot of things that they had been doing earlier, which, like you said, post-pandemic, things have changed, and this whole thing about personal health coming out in the forefront. But are there things that companies are still doing or individual managers are doing which you feel they ought to stop doing? It's not working anymore, or they should tweak it in some way?
What's happening right now across the industries is, especially in the sales aspect, right? You all know the recent case of the HDFC Bank Pushpal Roy case. It is just one of those instances which has come to the limelight. Person, the employee who recorded that session and put it on the social media, it was not his first time taking that sort of insult. He would have gone through hell. He would have gone through a lot of mental
I get
destruction.
yeah.
Yes, a lot of agony. And then finally he decided that something needs to be done. I know for a fact that all the other employees would consider him as a hero. Um, Pushpal Roy, unfortunately, removing him from that company is not the solution. The bank share, right, did not get affected at all. The culture wise, a lot of people were talking, a lot of buzz on the social media, a lot of people coming up and protesting, okay, this needs to change. But the bank shares did not change. And that brings me to this question myself as to what are the investors actually looking at? Are they just looking at numbers, or are they really valuing their people? What happens with not just managers, I would say, but even first time leaders as well as people across, is once they get that sort of power, that authority, uh, they forget the fact that just like Peter Parker's uncle said, right?
Hmm.
With great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. What I realize is leadership is not power. Leadership is not being into a position of authority. Leadership is all about service. You look at the Prime Minister of India, you look at all the ministers, political leaders, they are servant, public servant, right? And there is a reason they are called public servant because that's what they are meant to do.
So what
It's a
I'm
similar.
hearing from this is that the what's not working is that the leaders have not really taken one-on-one cognizance of the
Yes,
importance of well-being and what they can be, um, let's say, inadvertently doing
yes.
to completely mess up people's minds. Is there a higher amount of insecurity that's started happening now? How do you
So
diagnose
one of
it?
the thing, and I'm very glad that you brought this up, Sandeep, is one of the thing that is happening in today's world is the workforce has changed. These are not those people who are used to sticking around to companies just out of loyalty,
Uh-huh.
right? This is Gen Z. This is the millennials, and they are not here because they need the job. They are here because they want to work. They want to feel valued. And if we create an environment where well-being is at the core of our culture, people are not going to leave.
I'm so glad
People,
you said that. That's
people
such
will
a
want to
important.
be in a place. Yes, it is a very important aspect. People tend to forget it because culture right now is what people crave for. If it's an amazing culture, people want to stick around. Take my example. I'm working with Teleperformance for close to a decade now, and the only reason I am here is because of the culture.
Mm.
People here have been amazing. My leaders, my mentors, my trainers, the people I work with, they are amazing. And that's the only reason here. Like I get offers all the time from different companies paying a higher package. But I do not want to leave. It's only because of the people.
Fantastic.
Wellness is just like charity. Begins
Like
at
you
home.
said, wellness is inside you.
It is inside you. And you need
Well,
sometimes people who remind you, of those simple aspects. We need people who are there to support you, right? When you start feeling appreciated, there's something inside you that feels good. When you know there are people to support you, not to put you down, to support you, you want to be with people around you because that is what makes you happy from inside. I guess
fabulous. So, Marianas, where do you see where do you see this thing going, and what exactly might you want to see? What's on your wish list as we progress through the next 1 or 2 years?
in this world of AI,
Hmm.
let's not forget EI. Right, 5 years from now, I know for a fact people who agree to this or not doesn't matter because AI is taking over the world. Right, sooner or later, uh, it's going to be AI. People are worried about AI taking over the job. It obviously will if you're not upgrading yourself.
Yeah,
And when I mean upgrade, it is not about looking at just the skill set. It is about growing as a person.
you can handle artificial intelligence if you can hone your natural intelligence a little better into developing a more acute connection to what's within and around.
The best thing is we are master of our destiny. It is for us to decide how we want to feel. Happiness doesn't come from outside; it comes from inside.
On that note,
So
I'd like to close
yes,
this episode. Thank you so much, Mariadas. It is within us that all the happiness lies, and we can manifest it. Viewers, keep tuned in to Discovering Wellness and keep looking for the previous episodes by following our page. There's a whole lot of them over there, and we're going to look forward to your comments and seeing you the next Tuesday afternoon India time with another episode. Thanks for watching.